BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor, take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
Welcome to the BTB project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Kollman Gerhardt, a former athlete and motivational coach. I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
In today's episode of BTB Influencers, I want to talk about a gentleman that I came across like 5-6 years ago, searching YouTube, looking up entrepreneurs, motivational speakers, people that understand social media content, advertising, and promotion. I came across a gentleman by the name of Gary Vaynerchuk, known as Gary V. It seems in today's day and age, we find ourselves amidst a whirlwind of aspirations, chasing dreams that sometimes seem to be beyond our grasp. In this pursuit, we often find inspiration from those who have walked the path before. And that's why a guy like Gary V has been a huge impact on me and the BTB project, because of his roots, being able to help his dad's business back in the day, selling wine, really learning the nuts and bolts of, one, how to work hard for a family business, but two, how to use his entrepreneurial spirit, his savviness to market and campaign wine. It led to wine subscriptions that led to a lot of success in his own family's business. And I know that a lot of people that are listening today know the name Gary V, and it's really come down to the invaluable insights that this guy gives on a day-to-day basis. And it absolutely can transform not just you and I and our motivation and ambitions, but it can transform our careers to go do things that we never thought we could do. And we live in this world of instant gratification. A lot of times we feel every opportunity that we have that we're just going to get to the win sooner rather than later. I experience that in sales often, that I have to put on my patience hat to understand that sometimes these deals take time. You have to build the relationship. You have to understand people's businesses, and through understanding their business, you uncover needs and align value to those needs based off of the solution or service or product that you're offering. And it's easy to lose sight of this essential mindset, and really being able to shift necessarily the mindset of being a little bit more patient. Gary does such a tremendous job helping people see the big picture. He'll often post a lot on social media about, if you're in your 40s or 50s, your career is still not away from you. If you want to reform yourself, if you want to start a new business, a new venture, essentially it's never too late. And I give him a lot of credit for that, because I had to make that same jump going from full-time coaching into sales. And I felt like, being in my late 20s, that I was maybe running out of time in a sense, because I had this image in my head of working the 35 to 40-year job. And after working for one company for that period of time, I'd get the nice gold Rolex and the couple hundred claps of the hand to commemorate the service that I had for that company and then ride off into the sunset of retirement. And in this day and age, it just doesn't exist like that anymore. And Gary Vee's wisdom, he really encapsulates 7 transformative perspectives that acts as a guiding light that I want to share. So let's dive into the 7 perspectives that Gary Vaynerchuk is currently popularizing that can help your mindset game and to be stronger than you could ever imagine. And the first piece is aim for happiness. Really, what is happiness? Gary's definition is being able to do what you want to do all the time. I remember watching a few YouTube videos of him going to garage sales and how much he loved finding a good deal at a garage sale or buying sport cards or trading cards, Pokemon cards. He's done so many unique things, but he does it because that's what he's passionate about. And that doesn't mean that you quit the job that you're doing right now because it doesn't necessarily fulfill your happiness. It's making sure that you're finding things that make you happy, even outside of situations that might be your full time employment. And that's where it's that balancing act of if you spend 8 hours a day doing something that is a grind, find another 2 to 3 hours a day or 10 hours a week that you're tapping into a passion that can re-energize you. And the second piece is being able to, again, enjoy paying your dues. Every single industry that I've seen, it has its own set of rules that you have to work up the chain of command. And you need to learn to love each role and responsibility that comes with that. And going in with curiosity and enthusiastic energy, it's going to bound to shine through all of the noise and people that are within the company that you're representing. So being able to stand out by just putting into the work, like we can't avoid that. And that's Gary's strong point is that we can sit there all we want and think that, heck, we don't have to work hard for great things to happen in our life. But that's far from the truth. And I appreciate his ability to remind us of that and to keep that perspective. Number 3 is obsessively love what you do. You should always be doing what you want, especially if you have a clear, defined purpose. And make sure that purpose is such an energizing force, regardless of what you're earning, whether it's $40,000 or $4 million. If you love what you're doing and it's what you want to do, then you're already winning. I get caught up a lot of times with base salary and what does the compensation look like? But if I don't enjoy the people that I'm working around, the people that I'm trying to help, if it doesn't energize me and make me happy every day, it doesn't matter what I get paid. It's something where I'm going to burn out pretty quick. And his reinforcement of always starting with what you love, because that's the only way you're going to be able to hustle and work hard. And I completely agree with that. And I appreciate his willingness to be honest about that. It's hard to get going around something that you're just not passionate about. And I want you to make sure that you understand that as the listener. Number 4 is don't be driven by the money. A lot of the success that I've seen in my life, I remember when I was teaching tennis, one of the best pieces of advices that I got was very similar to what Gary Vee says is give away what you're doing for free. As you're first starting out, provide value to the people that you want to help. And I'm telling you right now, if you do a good job and you become memorable and it's an outstanding product or service or solution that you're providing, people will come back to you and they will compensate you for that. This type of mindset, the game of business without disrupting other pillars in your life, you must wake up every morning pondering what solutions you need to be found today. You need to be widely curious and driven by the game of business or the micro level when seeing the macro outcomes. When you're excited to go out and make something happen, 9.5 times out of 10, the compensation will follow. And number five, I've talked about this in previous podcasts, is have gratitude. Are you able to look back and understand that you are literally a 400 trillion to one lottery ticket? Every single life on this earth is a precious life that has an opportunity to give, to be valuable, to do something great. And Gary's message always resonates. Impossible is nothing, which deeply aligns with the mission of the BTB project. Number six is adversity in your superpower. What is your superpower? Adversity in humble beginnings is an incredible framework to happiness, especially when there's a layer of positive optimism around any difficulty you might have. Finding a way to understand that we all have hardships. And Gary's very clear that there's a various amount of scenarios that throw us off balance along the way, but our superpower is when we have that adversity, it becomes the fuel and the catalyst for what we're capable of doing in our lives, no matter what circumstances we have faced. And he says that it is insane to think that anybody can't be what they don't want to be and know what the best and love the most. That's always going to be the answer to the thing that you have to the best shot at winning. And last but not least is be excited every day because you get to go out and play. Gary's very adamant about learning how to start your morning and to continue that energy throughout the day. Have a bookend of positive energy every day, starting in the morning and ending in the evening. And as you keep stacking days like that, it builds momentum in your life. He's very adamant about being fired up. And know that you've been given a clear vision and you're making moves to play a strong game. This type of mindset gives us an intrinsic pull to do better daily rather than external motivations, which over time will die out. As we wind down this BTB Influencers episode on Gary Vee, remember these shifts, these mindsets that Gary has advocated. They're not just principles, they're pathways to move to more fulfilling and a purpose driven life. Embrace the journey, reveal in the process, and let these shifts guide you to the life that is not just successful, but deeply satisfying. Listen, if this BTB episode impacted you today, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB project. Better yet, send this episode to a family member, friend, or colleague. Tell them why it was important to you and tell them how Gary's story is something that can resonate with them. It's about paying the mission forward. Gary Vee has done a tremendous job of doing that, which doesn't surprise me to see the success that he has. I'm thankful to tune in to his podcast, his videos, his Instagram posts, his LinkedIn posts on a daily basis. And I highly suggest that you do the same. Thank you for checking out today's episode. And until next time, take care.
You're told I'll be a harder temptation.